listening to Proof Text, a Glossa House podcast by Dr. T. Michael W. Halcomb, Dr. Frederick J. Long, Dr. Mario Melendez, Dr. Jennifer Noonan, and J. M. Smith. Welcome and enjoy.
Hello and welcome to Proof Text. I am Michael Halcomb, and in this episode, we're doing a Hebrew reading. Now, if you've been following along the series, you'll know that we've been reading in the book of Jonah. So we are in Jonah chapter 1, and we're at verse 11. If you want to see the previous 10 episodes, they're all there back in the podcast catalog. So best of all, they're all free. They're all easy to access. So here we are. We're at Jonah 1:11. I'm going to put the text up on the screen. And the way I do this is to let the whole verse sort of just play through by itself and then go back through word by word. And then at the end, do the whole verse again. So it's just practice mainly on building our reading fluency. And as if you've been watching, as I have pointed out in various videos, there are different pronunciation schemas for biblical Hebrew. And I try to point those out and be flexible with that. But I'll use the one I use, and you can use the one you need to use. So here we go. Here is Jonah 1:11. And this is the first bit of it anyways. And it pops up as Vayomeru Aleu Ma Naasa Naaseh Lach Vayostek Vayashtok Hayam. It's a little tricky there, Vayashtok. All right, here comes the next bit. And that's the end of the verse. So we have Ma Alenu Ki Hayam Holek V'Sa'er V'Sa'er V'So'er. That's a little bit tricky too. V'So'er. We'll talk about that in a minute. All right, so let's look at each word on its own. Here's the first word that we get. Vayomeru. We have that vav with the hulam yod there. So we have vayo. Now we have this aleph. We can treat it as silent, or as most people do, or we can try to pronounce it, in which case it would be something like vayomeru versus vayomeru, where it's silent. So listen again. This is with it not silent, vayomeru, and then with it silent, vayomeru. Slight little difference there. So vayomeru, and at the speed of speech, you almost can't even differentiate if you're a non-native speaker. Vayomeru, vayomeru. Did you tell the difference? Vayomeru, vayomeru. Yeah, it's challenging at the speed of speech. All right, so let's keep going here. Next we have aleu. Aleu. Now we have the serre under the aleph here. It depends whether you treat the aleph as silent. If you do, you're just going to pronounce the vowel sound of the serre, which is an sound. So eleu. I like pronouncing the aleph, so aleu. I'm going to let that sort of shade how I do the vowel sounds there. Aleu, aleu, aleu. Some might do aleu, but most are going to do eleu. I like aleu. That's my own preference. I like to pronounce the alephs as az. All right. Next we have ma, na, and then we have the ayin with the vowel under the vowel pointings under it. So that's like a guttural stop. Na, se, na, se, ma, na, se. That's how I'm going to pronounce it. Not everyone's going to do that the same. You might hear ma, nase, and that's fine. But I'm going to get that ayin in there. I like to pronounce my ayins and my alephs. So instead of ma, nase, like you probably often hear, I do ma, naase. Again, at the speed of speech, it's almost impossible to tell for a non-native speaker. So ma, naase, manase. Now listen. Manase, manase. Manase, manase. Try to guess. Am I saying it with the guttural stop in there or not? Manasseh. Manasseh. I said it there. All right, Manasseh. So, you got to choose how you're going to do that. So let's go on to the next bit here. We have lach. That's easy. lak, lak. And we have vayishtok, vayishtok. I think I did that wrong in the opening, which is fine. This is all practice, vayishtok. And by the end, I should be able to read it more clearly and more accurately after, going for it on that first one. That's the thing, when you're reading biblical Greek, biblical Aramaic, biblical Hebrew, when you're reading classical Latin, just go for it, right? Just go for it. And that works towards building fluency. All right, so here we have vayishtok, vayishtok, vayishtok. All right, we have hayam, hayam, the sea, hayam. And here we have ma, and again the ayin with the comments under it. So a-le-nu, ma'alenu, ma'alenu. That's how I'm going to do it. Others might do it different. Ma'alenu, ma'alenu, ma'alenu. I like to get that ma'alenu, ma'alenu. That's how I'm doing it. Ma'alenu. The others might do malenu, ma'alenu. Ki, ki, ki. Hayam again. Hayam. Polek, polek, polek. V's'er, v's'er. Well, v'so'er, 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 v'so'er. It's a little bit tricky. We get that vav, the samek with the holem, and then the ayin with the sere, and then the resh. V'so'er, v'so'er, v'so'er. All right, so let's try to go back through this. Here we go at a little bit quicker speed with more accuracy. Vayomeru. All right, I'll just let it. There we go. Vayomeru aleu ma na'asa na'aseh lak vayishtok hayam. All right, here comes the next bit. Ma'alenu ki hayam holek v'so'er. All right, that's it. That brings us to the end of Jonah 1:11, and we'll stop there. And I'll say, as I end here, I hope that helps.
Interested in growing your ancient language skills but not sure where to start? Glossa House can help. From illustrated readers and short stories to lexicons and grammars, Glossa House offers a variety of resources for beginning, intermediate, and experienced ancient language learners. Head to glossahouse.com today. Glossa House, language resources for the global community.